Evening all, welcome to Elite. Right, it's been a while since I've done Elite and I'm a bit hoarse at the moment, so I do apologise for that. It's too much drinking, I think. I'm barely sober as I do this, so you'll have to excuse me. Anyway, let's talk Elite. Elite is, oh, it's good, and oh, it's bad. Let me explain. I've been trading. And I don't mind trading, actually, because you do earn some good money. And thanks to the dude who sent me the comment about one of the good runs to do. So this was like buying tea in, I think, Starbound City in Erenin, and then taking it to Alum, whatever it's called, and then selling the tea there, then buying progenitor cells and bringing it back. So you do that, and you get quite a bit of money doing that. So that's a really nice trade route. So much karma to that, bro. I like trading because it's nice and simple, and basically you can just kind of go about your day and put some music on and yada yada yada. And to be honest, it does kind of work. I think my issue with it is that I'm kind of experiencing the douchebaggery of the game now, because there are people who are interfering with that, and we'll go through that. This whole next two videos is about this, I guess, scenario. There's a few bugs, but they're getting better, I must admit. The game is getting very stable indeed. But as more and more players come into it, I am noticing a phenomenal amount of douchebaggery, which to be honest, I shouldn't really call it that, because we're going to end up partaking in it anyway. But pretty much as soon as you leave the protective embrace, the loving, caring womb of the stations, you also get shot by bastard pirates now, so you have to be really careful of that. But the biggest one I've found, and we'll go through this when we get to our station, our target station, is people basically hanging around on the undock and then ramming you for your cargo, which is just, I mean, I like it, it's pretty cool, it's pretty funny, but there is no bigger way to shit on people trying to get into this game and ruining it for them. So it's a fine line you have to tread here, because yes, it's nice you can do it. At this stage in the game, when people are really sort of deciding whether or not to really get behind this product, I wouldn't allow it just yet. But anyway, that's just me. It happened to me. I actually, it's my own fault. I undocked and I had all of my money invested in this cargo. And it was a game stopper, pretty much. I could afford the insurance on the ship, but there's no need, because it's only a goddamn sidewinder. Anyway, I undocked, and then I exited the dock, and then I foolishly, for some reason, because I don't usually do this, I stopped to sort of load up my nav computer. I stopped. I don't know why I did it. And then before I knew it, a Cobra Mark III had just completely YOLO'd into me and destroyed me. And I was so enraged. Luckily I wasn't recording, because it would have been a bit embarrassing. I wasn't recording, but I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I just literally closed. I did a Control X and just gone, done. I went and had a very stiff drink and came back upstairs and thought, oh god, well, let's go and see, you know, what the damage is and what I've got left, because I felt like I'd have to start again from scratch, which really is annoying. And I logged in, and lo and behold, I still had my Sidewinder and all the cargo. So there you go, nice bug for you to all exploit, you bastards. Yeah, I don't know if it's repeatable, I don't know if it was just pure fluke. But it did show, you know, the ship exploding, and then you could see in the distance people looting my cargo, which was fascinating, because I was still there with my cargo in my hold. So it's very odd. So there's obviously some dupe bugs going on there. And I took it as a sign of providence that no, the gaming gods don't want me to give up on this game. So I carried on, and I've actually done quite well with trading since then. You just have to be massively cautious. As soon as you leave the protective part of the station, I'm finding that there's more and more people trying to intercept you now, which is great. I don't mind that. But when they're in Cobra Mark 3s and, you know, they're fully armed, etc., you know, it's getting a little bit kind of like, I'm not sure about this, because I mean, I'm in a Sidewinder, a starter fit Sidewinder, so there's not really much they're going to benefit from killing me, other than my cargo, I guess. So this is the issue. This is kind of becoming a barrier to trade, somewhat. So there we go. If you haven't seen that station before, they're not all the bloody round Rubik's cubes. This one is a pretty decent 2001-esque station, and Alun, or Alan, whatever, they basically sell some things called progenitor cells. So you pick them up here, then you sell them back at Erenin for a nice tidy profit. To be honest, better trade routes maybe will exist in the future. I think this is supposedly one of the best ones, but in the Sidewinder, it's not really, because you generally end up only with 4 bits of cargo. So I'm being hesitant because I guess there's going to be better routes as it comes. I'm hoping that when the thing comes open beta, like proper big open beta, there's many hundreds of star systems, because at the moment everyone's kind of crowding around Erenin, and they're kind of crowding around the station undock. In fact, there's pretty much gangs of people just hanging around watching somebody burn off and then following them and shooting them. And I've had that happen to me quite a few times. You'll see it in probably the next video, but I don't mind it. To me, it gives a real kind of nicety to the game. But when you've got such a penalty now for overheating, was it always that bad? If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just quickly explain. If you burn away with Afterburner, you build up heat so significantly that eventually your ship basically starts to break down, and then you just basically explode pretty much. But there are quite a lot of dicks. Basically just flying around with beam lasers, just wiping people out from distance. So I really want the internal smeghead in me just wants to absolutely embrace this and go do it myself. But I think, to be honest, at this particular point in the game, I don't know, I'd have a hard time doing that. I'd have a hard time backing that. But there we go. So I think, piracy is a great thing. I really like the idea of it, but I would love to see the station no fire zone massively increase, just because it's a moment it feels a little bit too small. Plus, I think the mass lock of goddamn hyperdrives is ridiculous. I do think that needs to be swiftly changed, because at the moment you can end up sat in a mass lock which just completely fucks you over as they follow you in 2 Cobras. So I have a kind of issue with that. So there we go, we sold tea. Isn't that lovely? Nothing's really new. Again, if I show you through some of the menus, again, nothing's terribly new. Those of you playing obviously know this, but to be honest, there's not really anything new. And in terms of the ships, we're almost near the hauler. That's probably what we're going to get. We're going to get the hauler. Post in the comments if you know what the general insurance payout on that is, because I always like to just have the money spare to always run it. I think that's my biggest concern at the moment, is I get in a Cobra Mark III and then I miss insurance by a few credits and I lose it all. I do worry about that. But there we go, what can you do? I think the biggest thing is just to get the money in. It's funny, because when I remember playing the original Elite, I remember the first and the most painful bit was trading to get the money together to buy a better trading ship to then make the proper money. And I think that's true of this game like crazy. The same could be said for X3 Terran Conflict and X3 Albion Prelude. If you've never played the X3 games, they're just the same as this. And yeah, it was pretty tricky stuff, to be honest with you. It was not good. Anyway, look, just to show you what I'm talking about, this is the undock where I got killed last time. And as you can see, look, that guy, I think he was trying to ram me. I think he was, because he just basically whizzed right past me and he missed. And then he looks like he's coming for another lock. He probably does a scan. Maybe he's scanning me, I don't know. But again, I don't mind that this is a thing in the game, but at the moment, this is just an exploit. Because if he hits me with that, I die, he doesn't. And I think that's kind of bullshit. I think anybody who rams another ship at full speed, both ships should die. I honestly believe that. Because at the moment, that's how they're making quite a nice little bit of money. Is you just ram dudes. So there we go, he's buggered off. He's actually not, because he's actually just buggered off into the distance. But we don't know that until later. It's a funny thing really, because I guess everybody's finding their feet with the game, and I've got to admit, from where the game was maybe a week or 2 or maybe a month ago to where it is today, I think, to be honest, people are literally they've made the money, and now all they're doing is they're trying to stop anyone else making money. So they're kind of sat squatting on the trade routes like this one, and they're deliberately looking for an easy kill. I don't, again, it's the whole Eve mentality. I think it's because in Eve I was quite happy to be a bastard. Whereas in this, I guess it's because I'm not there yet. It's difficult to be a bastard, if that makes sense. So I think at the moment, I'm just trying to kind of make the money to get out of this goddamn Sidewinder. Because, as much as I love the Sidewinder, I'm sick of it now. So I'd like to get something a bit different. But we'll keep running this trade route. I think the best thing to maybe do, trading is dangerous. Trading is mega dangerous. And the profits for it are actually pretty questionable. Even with this run here, so we're running progenitor cells, you need to lay out what 17, in fact more, it's what 24k of credit that if you lose your ship, it's all gone. And that, when you think about it, how long would that take to rat up? So this is why I kind of guess, if I now sort of analyze it with a very kind of open mindset, trading is perhaps a bit foolish with this sort of ship. You need a massive bankroll to really be able to do trading, and plus you're going to lose your ship eventually, let's face it, because even just with the amount of people coming through that bloody letterbox now, that's becoming a big concern as well. So I think, to be honest, look at that. Literally, as I go to undock, there's like 3 Cobra Monk 3s outside. And again, I know that most people are not, trying to ram me and kill me for my cargo. I get that. But I think the fear is that because it's happening more and more, it does worry me quite a bit. So you see here, I'm rushing quick as I can to get away. And yeah, just trying to get the hell away. I find that is pretty much the go-to position. And I think that's kind of my issue. I think maybe once I've got a hauler, or maybe a hauler's probably a load of shite as well, but I think once I've got a better ship, I'll feel better about this, because at the moment I think the ramming is the one that gets me. Anyway, the game, let's talk about the game. It is an incredibly good game, and I think as they add more and more to it, I think it's going to become a real kind of grower. People have asked me if this is worth getting yet, and I think my honest opinion at the moment is no. Wait for it to become open beta, which I think will see a price drop as well, so I don't think you get any DLCs after that time, but what you do get is the game for a bit cheaper. I think that might be the time to get on board. It is a pretty brilliant game, I've got to admit, and I think already with the fact that people are figuring out ways to sort of screw people out of their money, it is pretty awesome, I must admit. Frustrating, but awesome. And I think as long as there maybe the kind of anti-cheating things are there, I think this is going to be something quite incredible indeed. So there we go. Join us next time, and let's see if we can continue to make some money. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.